Sorry, gang, having some technical difficulties today. Everyone must be using the internet. There's my girl. Hi.
Hello, how you going?
Good. We haven't got anyone watching just yet. So I was having some technical
Excellent.
difficulties. So
Oh,
I don't know
great,
how.
right?
Yeah, hopefully it actually works properly today. So I tried to go live before, but it didn't work. So we'll just wing it from here. Hey, cutie. Oh, I love the face.
He's so feral at the moment.
Oh, are they all? They're all
Oh,
feral. Oh, you need a diffuser.
yes, this is true. Oh my God. Say hi. No, thanks.
Definitely need to get yourself a diffuser. That is for sure. Oh, joy. Happiness.
Yeah. Right. So good.
I love it.
Watching. Quick, go. Go. Good boy. You'll probably have a show because he likes to show off when there's a bit of an audience.
Don't they all, though?
Oh.
Mine like to do it at dinner time. It's like their most favourite thing at dinner time. Hey, cutie. Hey, Sponge. Hello. Because we're still waiting for people to... That's fine.
This thing with watching a documentary at the moment, so...
Yeah. What documentary is it?
72 dangerous animals in Australia.
Love it. Education at the same time. This is fabulous.
He's all for it. All for it. Good. Good job. Good job. Good job.
So let's start. So everyone's going to watch this back because there doesn't seem to be many connecting. I don't know what's happening with my Instagram, but lately I have also been shadow banned. So who knows? So that's why I've been uploading them to YouTube. Yeah, it's really quite annoying. Apparently if you say some trigger words, you get shadow banned. But I mean, we're not going to fake it till we make it. We're real bloody people. So, you know.
That's exactly right.
For all those who are going to be watching this later, this is Kayla. She's one of my bestest friends. We've known each other for an extremely long time. We've been through a lot together. So we know the ins and outs of each other's lives very well. But I wanted to bring you on here because you are studying to become a PT. So you've got a fresh mind of everything that's going on. And I've noticed on your page, which I will post after this, you are posting great home workouts for everyone to do. I did one today. I'm feeling really good. I know, I love it. So can you tell us about your journey? Let's go deep into it. We had this conversation where we're going to be 100% honest, because when it comes to weight loss, weight gain, exercise, especially with social media these days, I mean, when you first started your journey, you didn't have it, but let's talk about the impact of everything, diets, fads, everything. Give us a rundown on how you got to where you are today.
Okay, so pretty much those who know me, like yourself, in and out, they have known that I've never been the one size. I have gone from really, really big. So the heaviest I have been is 115 kilos.
Yeah.
And I have been really, really tiny, sickly tiny.
Yeah.
That was the lowest, and I was 54 kilos.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been from one extreme to another.
Yeah.
And it's always been like my main pattern is if I'm really, really happy, I seem to be like eating better. I work out. As soon as there's one little trigger that just sends my whole world upside down, I eat.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first thing.
And do you eat anything, or is it sweets? Is it
anything?
What is it? Anything.
Anything. Yeah.
Okay.
Just doesn't matter what it was. If it was there, I'd eat it.
Yeah.
Wasn't proper, like even through primary school, high school, I was really big. I just didn't care. I think I was also trying to find myself, as everyone does in high school. Then it wasn't actually until I found this, you're going to laugh. It wasn't actually until I found my first proper partner.
I knew it. Yeah.
I thought, no. I saw him. He was living like behind me, and I saw him, and that triggered something. It's like, right, I want to look good for him. I want to get his attention. So I would literally do laps around the block. Then it got to a point where we started dating, and it was like, okay, I want to do that next best thing. So I became fixated on losing weight, wanting to look my best, wanting to get the skinniest I could possibly be. So that entailed me pretty much eating minimal, because that's what I thought you had to do.
And I think a lot of people think that, let's just not eat and then I'll drop weight.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, it may work for you, but it's not going to be the answer, because as soon as you start eating, all that weight that you've lost is going to come back, if not more. So I was pretty much, if it had the word weight loss on the label, or fat loss, or no sugar, or everything like that, that was the only thing I was eating. I was only having protein, not even protein bars, weight loss bars, weight loss shakes. I even got onto like your magic diet pills, which, yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
But so many effects that it's ridiculous, to the point now that I know, because I was using all that, yeah, I got down to 54 kilos, but I started experiencing really bad health issues. So then I would go to the doctor, and I remember him saying quite vividly, for your height, how much you're weighing, I could easily put you in the hospital because you're anorexic. And I was just like, still to that point, nah, I look good. Like, I've never been this thin.
Yeah.
Where would I walk? Absolutely. Yeah. And that was the thing, is I became addicted to how I was looking and how I was feeling when I could just walk into a shop and just pick something off the rack. Yeah. Every other time I was getting like size 16, size 18. And then going from that to like a size, well, basically at that time, size 8 to 6, I thought I was amazing and looked amazing. But that also came with me having gastric ulcer. So now that means that if I eat certain foods, it feels like basically my whole intestines are just swollen, to the point where I look like I'm about 4 or 5 months pregnant. And it's rock hard. It is so painful. And it's basically one of those effects that, because I thought that I was doing the right thing and this is what you needed to do, now I've got that I have to live with. And like now it's fine, like it's not gone, but I maintain that now with a healthy diet, and eat the nutrient type based foods that you need to eat to be healthy, basically. So yeah, and then as I said, once that sort of happened, then him and I broke up, and then I went to a complete extreme again, where I was down, I was depressed. What did I find? I found food. Yeah. So again, back to my usual balloon out self. Exactly. And I have been through this cycle probably 3, maybe 4 times, as you have seen. And then it wasn't really until probably, I'd say about 3 years ago, I went through like really a traumatic event in my life. And with that came all these new emotions that I'd never felt before. So I'd never felt being anxious or having that anxiety attack. Just purely the fact of not knowing of where the situation that I was in, where it was going to take me. Being a sole parent, I didn't know what was going to happen to my son. I didn't know if it was going to work out in my favour.
Yeah, let's quickly point that out. You are a single mum. and
Yeah.
you pretty much have been from day dot. So we'll just point that out as well. You know, if you're, so this isn't just someone who is supported and going through these sorts of things. If, you know, people can relate to you also because you are a single mum and you have been a single mum since day dot. We have a lot of single mums watching. So I just wanted to point that out real quick. But yeah, sorry, continue.
No, that's right. And that's the thing. Yeah. Being like, you could be with a partner, you could have like someone there supporting you. But at the end of the day, I found I couldn't afford being able to go to a gym.
You didn't have the
as
flexibility.
well as, no, exactly. And at that time I was actually living in regional Victoria. So if you wanted to go to the gym, you would have to drive at least probably half an hour, 20 minutes.
And even then it probably still didn't have a daycare and you can't,
exactly
you've
right.
got to fork out extra for daycare as well.
Yep, that's exactly right. And 100%, that was my main thing. It was the fact that I had all these new emotions that I had never dealt with before, and I didn't know how to deal with them. I didn't want to take medication. That was my only thing. I knew that I didn't want to take medication. I'm a talker, so I thought if I could talk and find another outlet, then that would help for me. And like, that's it. Everyone's different, so it depends on how you can cope day to day. And that's what I've always said. You've got to do what you can to survive. Yeah. Doesn't matter if you're the wealthiest or the richest person or to be the most humble, have nothing. We're all the same. Like, we're all going to go through these emotions one stage in our lives. And everyone's different. So it depends on how you are going to deal with it. My way of dealing with it was finding that outlet through fitness. So I would then pop a movie on for Lawson, or wait till he'd go to bed. And then I was like, right, this is my time. I've got probably 20 minutes or whatever. I'm just going to do some squats or run on the treadmill or jump up and down for 5 minutes or whatever. I just found little things that were helping me sort of when I felt anxious or I felt that new emotion that I'd never felt before. It's like, okay, I've got no idea what this is. This is not making me feel good. What can I do to change that mood shift? And yeah, through exercise, that was how I was able to overcome those emotional barriers. But through that, I also felt an appreciation for fitness. Like, I'd always have like a bit of an interest and inkling in the fitness industry and saw what it could do for people. But again, never really understood it properly and thought that, yeah, if you want to get skinny, you don't eat. Or if you want to get skinny, you don't eat.
I've gone through that myself, where when I was younger, I would just go, okay, I'm not going to have breakfast. And I'll wait until lunchtime. And I thought, and it's just not the case.
No,
and look, but it doesn't last.
No, exactly right. And that was the thing. There was so many sort of hurdles that I thought were massive that you had to sort of jump over to be like healthy and skinny and everything like that. But there's really not. Like, there's just simple changes that I made. And as I said, I'll be honest, I'm a sole parent. I'm on benefits.
No, I love it.
Yeah, like exactly. Yeah, like at the moment, I'm not bringing in income, but I'm studying, which is going to lead to a job. But at that point in time, I didn't have a lot of money that I could go out and buy the best of the best supplements or the best protein powder or something that I knew was good for me, but I couldn't afford it. So it was just simple changes. Like, for example, instead of a full cream milk coffee, which we all love, and trust me, I do have on occasion, but I changed that. But like, I changed it to almond milk, or oat milk or rice milk or something else, but it was just a bit more healthier than your full cream milk. Or now that I love is black coffee with a teaspoon of honey in it, just to give it that extra sort of sweetness. But I'm not putting on, like, I'm not having that sugar. I'm having the natural sugars, which is going to be better for me in the process. And then it was like just adding more fruits and veggies. So it was just little things, like realistic changes, really, which was one of my things is, if you want to make a change and make yourself healthier, that's fine. Everyone should be able to be fit and healthy regardless of their situation.
And this wasn't something that happened super quick for you either. You know, being like both of us, we have both struggled with depression and anxiety and very body conscious issues. Studying this course, I want to make it really clear for a lot of people, studying this course wasn't something that you thought you wanted to do and you did it straight away. This took, for you with your anxiety, it was a lot to actually get you to this point, wasn't it? It was.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing. I gave myself pretty much 3 ultimate goals. So my 3 goals was lose the weight, start studying, and then basically work my ass off to get where I want to be, and mainly where I want my life and my son's life to be. And I know that where we can get to if I work hard. But at the same time, one of my big things was, well, how can I help someone else achieve their health benefits, but also get them mentally strong as well, when I haven't done that for myself? So that was the big thing. That was my one promise to myself, is that I was going to get myself mentally stronger, physically stronger, and the best version I have of myself without using the extremes that I had once done. That way I knew that I was the best version that I could be, and I was going to be there 100% for my clients, for the people that I was talking to. I didn't want to sort of half-ass it and go, oh, yeah, this is what I've learned, and you should do this, and you should eat that and do this, but then I'm not doing it. So it's like, well, how can I give information and that to people when I'm not doing it myself?
And that's what stand out from a lot of people.
Yeah, and that was the thing that I've always wanted to do. Like, even before I had my son, I was actually in the process of getting my course application and everything like that all done. And then I fell pregnant with Lawson, and it was like, okay, well, this is where my life has turned to right now. I need to focus on him. I need to make sure that we're okay and everything's all good. And then it wasn't until he was in kinder, and I thought, you know what, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. Like, I'm not exactly a spring chicken. I'm 32. As I said, I'm a single mum, and I thought, you know what, why not? I can make a living out of this, and I can help others, which I love to do. Like, yes, I'm a typical Scorpio, and I can be feisty but I have this want to help people, even if it's just making them smile or whatever. That's a helpful hint that others can do, but it makes me feel good. But yeah, no, it definitely wasn't, like, as I said, when you asked me to do this, I thought, hell yes, like, everyone can do something at home. And I firmly believe that, considering I've lost 38 kilos at home, not using it, even though I love gyms and I cannot wait to get into a gym. But yeah, like, as I said, I didn't have the resources right there, and I didn't have the funds to get where I am through using it.
But that leads me to this question, right? So, because you're saying, you know, you didn't have a gym and you did it at home, and how do we know that we are doing it right? That is the biggest thing, because so I think I brought this up to you last week. I had a look at one of your programs, and we discussed maybe doing a video so people can visually see what they're supposed to be doing, because that is one of my biggest fears. Not only doing it at home, but also going to a gym and doing it myself is, do I look like an idiot?
Sorry, I'm just yelling at my child.
Perks of like, do I look like an idiot, and am I doing it right? That is a fear for so many people. So how do we know that we're doing it right at home? Technique, all that sort of stuff. How do we know that we're going to be doing it right and not hurting ourselves? How do we know that we're doing it right at the gym and not going to be secretly filmed on someone's Snapchat? doing
Oh,
it
look,
wrong.
if you film, give him a show. Absolutely. When you do that, really push that bum out. No, it's a really good question. And look, I always find if you've seen me, and multiple people have actually seen me work out, so you will know that you're going to look like a dick every now and then.
That is me. I actually do look like a dick.
Yeah, and like, as I said, I've done this for multiple years, and I still, like, sometimes I'll look in the mirror if I'm doing a squat or something, and I just go, oh, Lord, what is that? But if you're feeling a burn and you actually, for example, yeah, exactly. As I've always said, I always go, when I was doing my placement, for example, at the gym a couple of weeks ago, I was able to run a couple of classes because they had some free classes, like complimentary for them. And it was great. Like, I gave them a program to do. And as I kept saying to them, if you don't feel some form of, I shouldn't say a burn, but it's like a burn, then you're not doing it right. If it's just like, oh yeah, if you're doing a squat and you feel nothing, like in your quads or your hammies or even in your bum, like if you don't feel that, well, then you're not doing it right. Like I always say, with everything, perfect example is like a plank, for example, like just simple elbow plank. You're on your elbows, make sure that you literally your shoulders and your elbows are basically in line. But I also, the one thing that gets me every time is a lot of people, when they're doing their planks, sorry, can you see that? Probably not.
No, I can't.
So this is basically your head, and what you want is pretty much a nice line instead of having your bum up in the air, which I find
a dead plank, like a plank of wood.
Dead plank, absolutely. So I always try and basically envision pretty much like a bit of wood basically laying on your back. So because by you putting your bum up pretty much and keeping your hips up, well, you're not really doing much. You're not engaging your core. You're not emphasizing the move that you're meant to be doing. And if you're nice and straight, neutral spine, neutral head, like arms and like your shoulders nice locked in, and you'll notice that if you actually are doing the plank properly, you're actually engaging your core. So you'll feel your tummy tighten.
Why should we engage our core? Why is that so important? Is that a hard?
Well, it's pretty much going to, it helps tone everything. So you've got your shoulders, you've got your back, you've got your glutes, hamstrings, toes, everything like that. But without that major area engaged, all benefits are basically off your core.
They fall.
Exactly. And your core is basically, as I like to say, your core is like your engine. So if your core is not engaged when you're doing your workouts, you're not really going to get the major benefits. Like it's protecting, it's helping, like, for example, your obliques and your actual, like, your middle part of your stomach, but it's also it's got your spine and everything. So that is basically your engine. If you're working and helping stabilize your core and work out those muscles, it's going to protect that spine, and it's not going to, and it's going to help prevent like your lower back pain, pretty much anything. If you're doing stuff right with any form of exercise, you're going to help not only work muscles, but also protect.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. Yeah. No, it does make sense. I was just thinking about my walk today, and I remembered you know, someone mentioned to me, I think it might have been Kat, to switch your core on when you're pushing the pram and stand straight. Because a lot of us tend to push the pram like this because obviously it's easier, but if you switch it on and stand straight, you get a better workout. And it's also your posture. Yeah.
Posture as well. So if you're engaging that core, like straight away, like I'm just sitting here, I could be hunched over, but if I engage my core, my shoulders are back, I'm sitting more upright, my chest is open. But yeah, even just sitting here, like I can, even if I do a sort of a bit of a dance, I'm still engaging my core, so I can feel my core working even if I'm just sitting here. And yeah, like as I said, your core is basically your trunk of your body. So it's helping protect a lot of vital, basically your spine. So yeah, like without having.
Sorry, someone just went to the toilet, and I'm pretty sure.
That's nice.
I'm just See, I love
That's all right. I've got my
child
smacking the ball.
Noah, you could have shut the door. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a couple more things before we get to what we can find out on your page. So
yeah, go for
the next thing is when we're working out at home, engaging our core, because otherwise it's pretty pointless, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah,
it's a bit of a pointless workout if you're not doing it the correct way.
And that's the thing. Like I always find, if you want to get the results, you need to do things properly. And I said,
You're going to start posting some videos on.
I have figured out how to do this. I'm getting a bit more tech savvy.
Okay, but let's now talk about home workouts. And, you know, we've talked about engaging our core and things like that. What are some really good workouts? Now, I'll also point out, you've said to me before too, not every workout is the same for each person. So no. I don't lose weight or tone up by high adrenaline workouts. I don't. I really struggle. My body goes into a panic and I actually hold the weight on instead of getting it off. I'm more of like a weights person, you know, a run, but not an intense run. So that's me, whereas a lot of people can only drop the weight and tone up if they're doing cardio. So with these two sorts of people, we'll start with the cardio-driven people. What can we do at home to get that heart rate up and get a good workout out at home?
So I love, this is me, I love high intensity, interval training. But that's me. But then again, I also love my weights. So I'm sort of in between. So I always, the one rule that I always go along is if you want a full body, try and pick 2 upper body, 2 core, 2 lower body. And you can do more if you like. That is completely up to you. And it depends on where you're at fitness wise.
What would our 2 upper body home sets be? Would they be?
Yeah, so I absolutely love, this is for me, I will give you a breakdown of what I did when I first started home workouts. I didn't have any weights, had no weights. I did have a treadmill.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I basically used whatever I could find. So literally, I've got it here. Of course, I did have it here, but my son has taken it. But like a resistance band. I didn't have one of them. And at that stage, I had no idea where to buy one. So I literally went through my mum's sewing box and found the elastic that you can buy. And I literally cut that about just past shoulder width. And that was my resistance band. I didn't have weight. So it was literally like a can of dog food or a couple of bottles of bloody drink bottles. It was just.
So there's really no excuse. You've got it at home.
No excuse. Absolutely no excuse. And that's what I always find. If I could do it, and if people saw where I was, when I first started, I couldn't be stuffed doing anything. I wanted to do it, but I'd be like, oh no, Lawson's crying or whatever, I've got to deal with him. But there's literally no excuse. A water bottle, couple of cans of dog food.
And what are you doing with them? Are you doing?
Okay, so dog food, I just basically use a shoulder press. So I would do 10 shoulder presses. So it was a shot basically straight up and down. So I would always bring my arms down to a shoulder height and then push back up. Exactly. I always love this one. And when you come down, I always like to give a bit of a squeeze as if you're trying to push your shoulder blades together.
Yeah.
I love this one.
The cans of food or water bottles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anything. There was sometimes I would actually, and this sounds really, really, but I would get like even the rod of a broom or something. If you don't want to use weights, but you still want to have that
Motion.
fixed weight type
Yeah.
thing, even that, and still just make sure you're doing the squeeze every time you bring it down. The other one that I love is, a lot of people may or may not know, but skull crushers.
Yeah.
So again, using the weights, water bottle, whatever, and you would literally lay on your back, hands straight out in front of you, not over your head, straight out. So literally, as soon as you lay on the ground, put your arms straight up.
Yeah.
Then bend your elbows, and you're basically, all you're doing is you're pulling it up and down. So,
I love that. Yeah.
and it's really going to work your triceps. Love that one, because that one burns, and as soon as you feel the burn, you know that you're doing
It's
a
like
really
my
good.
most hated. I'm not even gonna lie. It's my most hated workout.
Oh.
And then
And
try
say we
to blow dry your hair or straighten your hair the next day.
Yep.
But it works.
Like my pet hate, absolute hate, which is why I put it in all my workouts, because I try and do it, but mainly because I just want to see others sort of cringe and go, I hate you so much.
Yeah.
Is burpees.
Oh,
Hate
they're my
burpees.
favorite. I
Yeah,
actually
see?
love them. I love, because that's a
Yeah.
full body, isn't it? They are
Full
like,
body.
I hate doing them, but I love the result you get from doing a
And they're amazing. Like, I absolutely detest them. I cannot stand them. But yeah, because
you want to throw up. I have been there many times. I think, you know, there's been some HIIT classes that I've done at Infinity with Sarah, and there have been times where I thought, oh my God, I'm going to throw up. And
yeah, absolutely. And that's just basically, like, that's just a natural reaction. It's like, hang on, you are really killing me here. But it's a good one, because at least you know that you're pushing yourself, not to the limit of basically vomiting, but you're working your body, you're moving your body, what we want to do. So another one, so as I said, shoulder press, skull crushers. I also love burpees. I also love jump squats. Jump squats is all, because that really, like, basically if you're doing it, and with the squat you also want to try and make sure that your knees aren't going past your, like, the top of your feet, like your toes. So you really want to, one way of me practicing these, again,
we will get you to demonstrate these on your page.
Excellent. I was so glad that you said that.
Yeah, so we'll get you to, so you can post them later on in the week on your page, and we'll share it with our followers. I love just putting you right in the shit.
Yeah. You're just great at doing that. Thank you so much.
What are two? So we've got, so for our upper body, we have skull crushers, we have shoulder press, we have, you said you love your burpees, so do I. Then we've got jump squats. What are two great core workouts that we can be doing at home?
Plank.
Yeah.
You can definitely do plank, and there are multiple, like, you can do a full plank. So that's basically you're actually on the floor, but your palms, you're actually a full arm plank, so straight arms. Or you could do elbows. If you can't do a full plank where you're actually standing on your tippy toes, you can go down to your knees. So that takes a lot of pressure off as well. But there are so many.
Yeah,
exactly. And that was,
I think being realistic is a huge thing as well. People set themselves these high goals and these high expectations right as they're starting to work out, and
you need to work to that.
And then they stop.
Yeah, right. As I said, I've been doing this for like almost 2-3 years, and I'm still not at the advanced stage. Like, you just have to work within yourself and your body. Like, as I said, I work out every day, sometimes 2-3 times a day, but they're not huge amount of workout. So like this morning, my workout this morning was, I think it was like 14 minutes or something, but it was enough to get me sweaty. I got my heart rate up. It got me moving in the morning. I'm now set in, basically, it's like, okay, let's punch out as much as I can do today. I'm in a great mindset. I've worked out. let's go. But yeah, like I would definitely say plank, because as I say, you could do plank where it's just your normal plank. You can do plank with your hip dips. So that's basically on your plank and you're pretty much like basically trying to touch your hips to the ground.
Yeah.
You've got the plank in the shoulder taps. There are so many ways that you can do a plank. Like as I said, I first started out with simply full arm, like straight arm plank, but I was on my knees. So it's just, you're just working up to it and you're bettering yourself. And that's the thing, like you don't have to be the best of the best straight away. It's improving yourself at that particular time.
Okay.
And
so
setting realistic goals.
Yeah, setting those goals. So we've got plank. What's the second one?
I also really love is a sit-up reach.
I knew.
So again, you can use your water bottle, and as I said, like just on your back, and as you sit up, you just push your water bottle up straight over your head, and then you just lower down. And again, because I always found because I'm holding onto something as well, I'm using more of my core muscles. So I'm not just like, oh, all right, I'll just use my hands or something to lower myself down. I'm actually lowering myself down using my tummy muscles, which is basically what we want to do. But yeah, like as I said, you can do so many. Like even one of my other favorites was when I first started, when you go to the toilet, after you finish going to the toilet, do 10 squats. Basically make sure that your bum hits the toilet seat and go up. It's going to be great. You'll love it.
You're making
absolutely
me
love
exhausted just talking about all these things.
But that's the beauty of it. You can make it so creative. Like even when I was doing like cooking tea at one stage, like you just do your basically like your sumo squat pulses as you're stirring the pasta sauce or whatever. There is so many ways. Like you could do tricep dips off the coffee table or the couch. Like I did step ups with my bed and the couch. Yeah, like there are so many different ways. And as I always say, like I've written down here, one of the good things that you can go by is my 6 tips that I found work best is 1, find your reason. So find why you want to change.
Yeah. My
change was the fact that I needed to be better for my son. I wanted to make sure that I could keep up with him. The other one is start small. So as I said, I've lost 38 kilos just doing all these home workouts. But it's because 1, I wanted to be better for my son. But 2, I just started out by saying, I just want to lose 5 kilos. And then I reached that 5 kilos. So, okay, let's lose another 5. I knew I had to lose a max, like I wanted to lose at least 20 kilos, but it was like, okay, let's start with 5. Let's start with another, like, okay, we've reached that, go for the other 5. Absolutely. If you set yourself out to reach these massive amounts or whatever, you're never going to do it, because I always find if it's too big, you just can't. The other thing is make it part of your routine every day. So as I said, every time I went to the toilet, once I finished, 10 squats. So that was one thing that I kept saying, right, go to the toilet, 10 squats. Wash your hands, then do some push-ups on the basin. Like that's another thing. Use your basin, or I used it as my washing machine.
I love this.
Do what you enjoy. So some of like the girls that I know, they love dancing. It's like, okay, well, let's make that into something that we can use. So why don't we do like, so instead of jumping jacks, let's do like pogo hop type things. But instead of like just using your arms from side to side, we're waving them up in the air to like the beat and making it fun and enjoyable. Because even myself, you don't want to do a workout where you just go, oh, I'm here again. I get to do this for 20 minutes. Cannot wait. Where it's like, yeah, that's it. Like put on some music, make it fun, use your kids, dance along with your kids when you're doing some squats or whatever. Like just move your hands or just make it fun. As I said, set small achievable goals. Don't need to do anything major. But also make that goal and commitment to others. So that's the one thing that I found. So a lot of people go to me, oh my God, like your Instagram page is so boring or whatever. That's fine. I couldn't care if it's boring for you. I couldn't care if it's boring for you, because that's my way of staying accountable. By me just posting a selfie saying, oh yeah, workout number 1 done. Like that's me just going, okay, you've said you've done workout number 1. Or if I say workout 1 of 3, it's like, okay, you've said you've done 1, but you also said you're doing 3. Yeah. So you've got to do it. And putting photos like, oh my God, as I said, I've lost 38 kilos, but I've been big, small, pregnant. And I've got loose skin. I've got cellulite. Yes, okay, I've got muscles, and yes, okay.
That's what I love about
But
your page. Is you
like,
are on the page, and you are so real and so relatable, and that's what I love about it.
I think that's like, there's no point. Like, honestly, this is how real I am.
We have babies. We were bigger, we were smaller, and you bear it all. And I think that is what the fitness industry at the moment really needs to advertise, because with social media, I mean, I had to take myself off social media not long ago because I compare myself to every single person that's on here. My body, my nose, everything. So I had to remove myself. And I found when I started seeing how much people edit their photos, I was like, hold on a minute. that's not cool.
Like, honestly, like, as I said, the extent that I've gone to is just a filter, but that's because Jesus Christ, like, if I was,
so no shame.
Exactly, like, don't get me wrong, I'd love to do a Photoshop thing. I'm just not tech savvy to do it. But at the same time, it's not me. And like, as I said, what you see is what you get with, like, as I said, honestly, these babies here, just a bit of eyeshadow on them does the trick. But it's just like, I don't really care. I'm not here to impress anyone. I'm here for me. And the one thing that I love about all this at the moment is, yes, okay, we're in a time where no one's experienced this type of thing before. We don't know how long it's going to go on for. But if you can make yourself not better, but improve on what you want to, fitness-wise or whatever, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, and it's mental health too. Like, I find and routine. So I find the only way I will work out is if it's at the same time every morning. And if I don't do that, my anxiety ramps up. I can't sleep.
Absolutely.
So I think if you work out a schedule or a routine, you will find it's a lot easier to stick to it as well.
And as I said, it's not just like making up a home routine. Like, I have done multiple times where if you go on your app store, there's a lot of workout apps that are for free that you can do at home. Like, I've got one at the moment, and I'm sorry, I cannot for the life of me remember them. But you can either pay, I think it's like $7 a month pro, or you can do it free. Like, you've still got absolutely thousands of exercises that you can choose from. I will put the name of it up, and I'll tag you in as well.
That would be great.
But yeah, so I love that one, because if I can't be bothered doing one of, like, as I said, I've got multiple workout routines that I may have seen someone do it and I go, oh, that looks fun, I'll add it to my next one. But I also like that app because if you, for example, say I want to do that one at this time, it'll give you a 15-minute warning that it's coming up, and then it'll basically tell you straight away that it's starting. So unless you yourself go, oh, I can't be bothered, but you've actually got that timer if you want to. So that's one great thing about it. But the other thing that a lot of people aren't they probably hear it a lot, but they probably don't realize. But one other thing that will also help with mental health, fitness, if you want to lose weight and everything like that, drink your friggin' water, guys. Yeah. That's amazing. That is amazing. It is so good. It helps just with everything, not only your skin, your overall health, weight loss, everything like that. It is perfect. It is so good. But as you were saying before, like with your mental health, you have the effects that physical activity does just on mental health, depression, anxiety, is amazing. Like, as I said, you don't have to do things to the extreme. You can literally just go outside, jump, like do 20 jumping jacks. Walk up and down, just go for a walk. It'll basically start to work by clearing that fogginess. But also, I found with myself with anxiety, as soon as I started walking and focusing on the walk and everything like that, that would just completely, it was like, oh my God, big black cloud. And the more I walked, the more I focused and was like, okay, I'm in on this walk. I am present. I am focused. This is what I want to do. This is where I want to walk. That cloud just sort of disappeared. And it, as I said, that was a way for me to cope when I was going through my crap. And that's basically,
I tell a lot of my clients from House of Hearts to do the exact same thing, just even if it's walking around the block, just go around the block.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, set yourself a little goal, go around, because, you know, a lot of us do suffer from anxiety. And just, you know, we tend to talk ourselves out of our workout, tend to talk ourselves, might go to the park later, and then you're like, oh, it looks like it's going to rain, I'm not going to go. Oh, it's going to be too difficult with the kids, I'm not going to go. Oh, this child's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass, I'm not. And I used to talk myself out of it. But if I set myself a little goal, so just go for a walk around the block.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't have to be huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I run 10Ks. And if I don't run that 10Ks,
what? And see, and that's the thing though, like I can work out anywhere from 15 minutes to like an hour non-stop with weights, jumping up and down, everything. I love that. Ask me to run.
Yeah.
So, mate,
yeah,
you would have lost me.
Each to their own. Well, thank you so much for joining. My phone's going to die. I would love to sit on here all day and chat with you, because we also haven't been able to hang out because...
I know, and I still have your presence and everything here. I'm just like...
to actually communicate with all my fabulous friends at the same time as educating. But before we leave, is there anything else you would like to share with us before we go?
So much things.
Such a lot of voice.
Just be yourself. Like, honestly, be yourself, but get moving. That's it. Even if as soon as you get out of bed, jump up and down on the spot for 20 minutes.
Whether it's the cardio, it's the weights, it's the walking,
absolutely. And just get moving. Honestly, right now, especially right now, if you don't start moving, you're going to find yourself in a bit of a rut. And as I said, as soon as you get out of bed, on the spot, 20 times up and down, you're starting the whole process of your body starting to move. So just move. Move.
Great.
Really?
And over at your page, what can we find on your page? I already know, because obviously one of my
Look, I pretty much post anything. So it'll be workouts that I've created, workouts that I found, workouts that, for example, one of my other friends is pregnant. So we've got a workout there for the preggers. But it's pretty much just like me. If I find something that might help someone, I'll just post it. But it's basically me in a nutshell. So open.
And I love your journey. You're a very relatable person. Your journey is one that will inspire so many. You've done amazing. You've been through hell and you've done amazing. You've come out on the other side. You're a single mum. You're a sole parent. You're studying. You're a bloody inspiration to so many.
Well, it's not hard to get it from someone like yourself.
We're some of the biggest bogans you'll probably ever meet. But I am going to hold you accountable, and you will be doing some videos, and we are going to post them, because I just think you can help so many people. So if you can just get onto that, that would be
figure out how to do that. That'd be great. Yeah, no worries. I'll jump right on that.
Thank you so much for joining me. And if anybody has any questions, they can jump over to your page.
That's it. Yeah, as I said, like I'm open book. So yeah, if you've got something to say, need a hand, or if you whatever, I'll try and help you as much as I could.
All right. Well, I'm sending you and my gorgeous little man lots of love. And thank you so much for joining me. And I will talk to you soon.